So let's talk a little bit about global14.com. Can you sort of set the stage for what it is, why you started it, just some of the basics first?
I mean, Global 14 is basically a network that homes people that have basically the same likes of life. It was started as a blog, and I would post things of all my likes of art, music, sneakers,
Right.
cars, girls, you name it, everything. And all the comments would come in, and I kept getting comments, and I'm like, this is starting to be like, a place where the same people are showing up. The guys are commenting, girls are arguing, da 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 da, whatever it is, and it just became a community.
And it's fascinating to me. You've got, I forget, 35,000, somewhere in that neck of the woods of people. And it's maybe less the number of people. I mean, that's not a small number, really. But it's also the degree of engagement and the degree of activity. And it seems like you've got a lot going on there.
Yes, I mean, I think the thing about it is, it's not about, I mean, well, it's about membership. It is for, the ultimate pitch is about membership. But ultimately, from day one, I want to make sure that people are engaged to constantly keep coming back. So I created this whirlwind that I go from YouTube, and it goes from YouTube and it automatically goes from Twitter and it goes back to Global 14, or it can go whichever way. It's just a whirlwind that continues to keep getting you from going like this.
I mean, in many ways we think about that as an ecosystem, that you've got all these different moving parts going on, and really what I think you're trying to do is leverage the technologies where they're there, but really foster the dialogue, foster the discussion that's going on between people.
Yes, I mean, that's the most important part, is to make sure that people come to the network, that they're active. A lot of people get on these networks and they just, look and see, and then there's a lot of notifying. That's what I call Twitter. I think people just notify you of things on Twitter, and people don't actually understand what following is.
Well, let me ask you this, because you said that in many ways it isn't really about followers, it's about friends. And one of the things I'd love to understand, especially as a celebrity in many ways, is you have a different expectation of fans, and I think fans have a different expectation of a celebrity. That's a very different relationship than friends.
Yes.
Friends have a higher level of expectation.
Yes.
So what does that mean to you within the community?
That's a thing, like, you will call somebody on a day-to-day basis, that's my friend.
Right.
Somebody that follows you is exactly what it is, Actually, you don't want nobody following you home tonight. You don't want nobody following you around. If people follow you, most time people are like, yo, will you stop following me? What's the problem? And that's basically what that follower is. It's kind of like a stalkish thing. You know what I mean? So in creating a community, because one thing I try to do is control the atmosphere inside the community as well, where people don't argue, and people, if they do get an argument, I mean, it's natural to have an argument, but to let everybody know that, keep this community as clean as it is, because it's a lot of stuff that I believe can be taken away from the community and take it into a different direction if I allow this to happen. So I try to make sure all the members understand what's going on, and this is a place that you want to come to and be able to share things that you want to share, and you don't want people to destroy it and take it and do whatever. So I try to encourage everybody to find a friend, talk to somebody every day on Global 14, and then friend them.
Right. Well, and I mean, content plays a big part in that. As I continually am spending time on Global 14, it's here's an artist I haven't heard of dropping a new track. Here's another artist I haven't heard of. Here's a sneaker that I don't own. I don't own enough. I think you own them all, so I'm not sure. But how much is that discovery of new talent, discovery of new artists? How much does that really play into?
I mean, that's really important for my site, because I'm known for creating artists from scratch. So the kids that actually have a dream to be in the music business, the kids that actually have a dream to put out records and become artists or whatever it is, I want this to be their home. I want them to feel like they come here, people will listen to their music.
So at iCrossing, we have this philosophy we've been working at for several years about connectedness, that brands need to figure out how to create connectedness between themselves and their audiences, basically close the gap and create more intimacy between the brand and the audience. And it strikes me that happens in specific moments. So we've been talking a lot about moments. That a moment, and if you reach out, you've got brands like Procter & Gamble, which for years have been saying what they call it the moment of truth, which is there's about 7 seconds when you're in a grocery store and you're standing there staring at the shelves trying to decide what you want. That's the moment of truth. And Google's been talking about the 0 moment of truth, which are all of these moments before you end up in the store, where you're online and you're connected, and where all these other moments inform your decision. And so for us, a moment is any time a particular human being interacts with a particular piece of content. That can be a video, an image, a post, some text. It can be whatever you want. But it's those moments become really special things.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, both offline in the real world and online, have you seen defining moments that really, it's like, it clicked, it worked, I connected somehow, I really made something happen?
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, it's especially with me, it's more of the personal content that I post. When I see a video like the Mariah video, and I post it at 8:30 in the morning, and it's 50,000 views when I wake up within like 2 hours. That's, that's one of those, because I'm not thinking that these kids are even up.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's amazing because you don't even really, if you look at the time frames of things that I do, it's like, what are these people doing at this, and I think that's what it is. People are looking for that moment that you're talking about. It might not have been, I guess it might not have been that moment for me, but I gave them that moment for them to see, the person that I really love, Mariah Carey's in the studio. It's gonna happen. I'm knowing her album is coming out. They got that moment to lock it into their heart, to know that they got something soon is coming for them to buy.
And then you take the time, you take what effectively is your exclusive access, your relationship with Mariah. You shoot clip. That's a moment in and of itself. You post that, and then there's 50,000 moments that happen while you're sleeping,
Yes.
where a connection was made between you, Mariah, and all these individuals.
Yes.